You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh, how
You know what time it is. Roll with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. And it's Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, all wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk college football with real fans. I'm Melo, and that's Bread, aka Kenyatta Jackson Sr. What's up, Kenyatta? How you doing, baby?
I'm great, man. What's going on, boss man?
Doing good, man. We got a good show tonight. We're going to be talking about preseason top 10 and who's really the number one team in America. It might get kind of interesting here. I know you got some surprises in store. I got some surprises in store. Hey, chat, drop your top 10 in the comment section and let us know who you have as top 10 teams in America. We're doing something a little bit different. Normally we do recruiting stuff and interviewing, but today this week we kind of just wanted to switch it up, do more of a regular national type of show while Dev is out on vacation. So we got Brad back with us, a Buckeye Boys member, and not new to the channel, but true to the channel, right?
Yes, sir.
So brother, I just want to start off with your number 10. Let's just dive right into it. Who you got at 10
Okay.
and why?
I like this. My number 10, Illinois.
Ooh, interesting.
Illinois.
You got
I'm go.
Illinois.
I'm gonna make it interesting. I picked Illinois number 10 because what they showed me throughout the season, and they have a lot coming back. I told you I have a kid over there, Torrey Cox Jr. who
Yeah,
gonna who gonna get some work October 11th. But they got a nice defense. That's why I picked them to be number 10. So yeah, that's what it is, bro, man.
man. You know what? I forgot about Illinois. Like that slipped the mind, and now you put it in there. I'm like, how did I forget about Illinois? I think they're going to be really good. They did not make my top 10, but that's more on me than if they're actually top 10. For me, at 10, I have Alabama, Roll Tide. So I think they're going to have better offense by addition from subtraction, right?
Right.
You lose Jalen Milrows. He could throw a deep ball pretty well, but that's about it. Everything else, he didn't have any type of touch or finesse to his mechanics in his game, right? So
Right.
I think whoever they get to replace him is going to be much more improved than what they got last year. And then they have a plethora of weapons out wide. They have a pretty good, strong run game. They have a good O-line. Let's see what they do defensively. Kalen DeBoer is not known for having like tremendous defenses, and that's where I kind of have them at 10. Right?
Good. I like that. You got what?
What's up, baby?
I got Bama at 9.
Do you? Okay.
I got Bama at 9. Um, they didn't finish the season on a good note. But Alabama's Alabama. We can't take nothing from Alabama, even though they got a new coaching staff, new head coaches, and it's not Nick Saban project. Well, the roster is Nick Saban project. That's for sure. But the
Yeah.
coaching staff is totally different. But I got them at number 9, man. So yeah, I don't know who's gonna be the quarterback this year for Alabama because they got to feed Ryan Williams, which is the top 5 receiver in the nation.
Yeah.
And so I got them at number 9, boss.
Awesome. My 9, I got the team that they want to call out west, but I'm never calling them that. I got the Quacks, man, the Oregon Ducks. I think Dante Moore, personally, I think he's going to be a better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. I think he would have gave us more problems last year if they would have went with him instead of DG. I think DeCorian Moore is going to be one of those go-to guys, but I do think it hurts them a little bit that Dylan Stewart is gone for the season. I think their secondary, watching their spring game, is going to be much improved from the malign secondary that they had last year, all a bunch of short guys. I don't think they had one DB over 6 feet. So I expect that to be better. I think their D line is going to be okay. I think Mateo is a dude, but I think he's slightly kind of overrated personally. That's what I think personally. But I still think their D line is going to be pretty good. And then you have the addition of Dinelman. I messed up his name by accident, but I think he's going to be good on the back end for them. I think their O line is going to be pretty decent. So I have them at 9.
Okay, good. That's not a bad spot for them. We're gonna get crucial. At number 8, I have Clemson.
Clemson.
I got Clemson at number 8. Clemson got a lot coming back, man. They have a lot coming back. They showed some pores in the playoffs. Can't take nothing from them, but old Dabo always got something in the pot.
Yeah.
Can't take nothing from them. Got to give credit when it's due. So I got them at number 8, man.
So for me at 8, I have South Carolina, brother.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
They got an electric young quarterback. He's going to be a sophomore, right? So Lenore Sellers, he's going to improve. You got the best pass rusher right now until KJ gets that full-time snaps, in my opinion. But Dylan Stewart, you can't sleep on him.
Man, listen, that boy is an animal. He's the same year as KJ.
Yeah.
He class of 22. And earlier in the offseason, he was for the leave.
Yeah.
And they paid him $6 million to stay.
I mean, he's worth it.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. So I like that. I like that.
I think he's going to give a lot of left tackles nightmares in the SEC.
No, he will.
So we'll see how that plays out in the end, But I got them at 8.
This way we're going to get crazy right here. Number
get crazy,
7,
baby.
I got Miami. I got Miami Hurricanes at 7. The reason why I say that, even though they got a new DC coming in, but they still have the quality players, and the OC is still at Miami. We don't know what's going to happen as far as the quarterback, but they have a favorite already. But we won't know nothing until they play Notre Dame. They got Notre Dame. We're gonna know from there, straight out the gates. So I got Miami number 1. The OC is top tier. We're gonna see what the defense do this year with the new DC, and we're gonna go from them because the players are still there. So it ain't too many went into the transfer portal, and the team is still young on top of that as well. So they're coming together. So I got Miami at number 7.
Man, I think that's a hometown take. Everybody knows you true in your heart. You a Miami fan, right? You root for Ohio State because your son is out here about to make a whole bunch of money for us, getting a whole bunch of sacks this year, right? So I think that's a homer take. I don't have Miami in my top 10. I don't even have them winning the ACC, to be honest with you. So,
this why I make it so interesting, bro.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have a debate. So for me, Miami, you have Carson Beck, right? He's coming off of Tommy John surgery. How many quarterbacks have really had a Tommy John surgery? I don't think you're going to see a fully healthy Carson Beck personally.
Right.
If I was him, I'd try to get another red shirt so I can stay one extra year. But I just don't see it. Their defense is piss poor, like flat out. Their defense is horrible. They're atrocious.
Yeah,
O-line is good. Offense, their wide receivers, they have skill position players. They're in Dade County. It's Miami, right? So there's a lot of skill players down there. But I just don't see it. I don't think they have it on the back end on the defensive side. And they just lost Zaquan Patterson, right?
Yes.
And he's a monster. And we all know he's a monster. So I mean, I don't see it
where
from
did he
Miami.
land at? Where did he go?
I forget. He
I
went
don't know
somewhere
where
that
he
I
went.
didn't. I was shocked that
I
he.
lost track. I lost track of it. But I'm gonna get back to it. But that thank you for bringing that name up because I
Oh
lost
yeah.
track of him.
Hey,
So
chat.
yeah.
If anybody can do us a favor and look up where Zaquan Patterson transferred to, we would appreciate that. For 7, for me, I have LSU. They got
Mm,
Garrett Nussmeier. You already know they have skill positions galore. The reason I don't have LSU higher is honestly Brian Kelly. I feel like Brian Kelly is the reason I think he's going to hold them back from reaching their full potential. I don't think he's that great of a coach. I think he's overrated. I disagree with a lot of people that think he is. I can understand why you would because records might say otherwise, but when push comes to shove, he never wins the big games ever. He's the James Franklin of the SEC.
mm,
So,
interesting.
but that team has way entirely too much talent for them to not be in the top 10. Thank you,
Right.
Tyler.
I
Zaquan
agree.
Patterson transferred to Oklahoma State.
Appreciate you, Tyler. Hey,
Yep.
that's a nice spot for him.
Yeah, 7.
That's a
So
nice
who you
spot
got in
for
the
him.
6th position?
6. I have Indiana.
Indiana. Hold up. We're gonna have to explain this. You're
I
gonna have
have
to deep dive me
I
on this
have
one.
I have Indiana, bro. I like the head coach. I like what he brings to the table. Um, they're very scrappy, bro. They gave us excuse my language. They gave us hell in that first quarter last season. So
Right.
they showed some fight, some determination. Um, and then remember that team was that James Madison.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron Rodgers. Listen.
They're giving you hell up in the chat, bro. I kind of agree with them.
Hey, listen, that's why I'm making it interesting, bro. I'm making it
Yeah.
interesting.
No
But
doubt.
and I like their defense, man. Their defense is legit, man. They ain't lose too much at all, period.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked Indiana at 6.
It's all right. So
I'm
for
gonna make
me,
it
I think
interesting.
Indiana lost a lot in terms of their quarterback. They had a lot of transfers. Um, they came to the big, and when they played the heavy hit in Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? We had to smoke cigs. You know what I'm saying? You saw Will Howard on the sideline
Oh
smoking
yeah.
that cig, smoking that cig pack, you know. And I mean, he was running his mouth. And Coach Day did something uncharacteristic for Coach Day that I like. He put on that 23 jersey on his back, and it said
Mm-hmm.
Jordan across it. And when Travion took that knee on the one, he like, nah, we gonna QB sneak that thing in. And they power rushed that in with Will Howard, and we ran the score up a little bit. So I want that day. Like, don't be Mr. Nice Guy. Like, make everybody hate you. Make the Ohio State fans love you. Make everybody else hate you. And if you're doing that, Coach Day, then you're doing a fantastic job. But for me, at 6, this is where I have the state that I'm living in Georgia. I got UGA at 6.
mm,
Now, could
nice.
UGA be higher? Yeah, they could, but we don't
Yeah.
really know what we're going to get from the quarterback play, right?
Right. Right.
Now, from a skill position, it can't get any worse than it was last year. They all starting 3 wide receivers were in the top 10 for most drop passes in FBS. And they led the FBS in most drop passes. So, with that being said, there's no way that I could see them making up 33% of most drop passes in America this year, especially with the talent and transfers that they got.
Okay. All right now.
Now,
Hey.
we're gonna have to see about how that O line holds up in that D line. I think they're gonna have a little issues in the secondary. They lost Malachi Starks. They lost some other pieces on the secondary. They lost some linebackers that are elite. So I want to see what they're gonna do. I heard there's rumors down here that they're after King Joseph Edwards out of Syracuse that just hit the portal to help with the edge rushing since they lost Damian Wilson. So let's see what they do, but I don't see them dropping lower than 6 all season.
Okay. All right. There we go. There we have it, coach.
Yep.
At number five, mm, at number five, bro, I have Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame at five. Top defense. Notre Dame is independent.
Hmm.
They not in no conference like Ohio State and the rest of the elite teams, elite colleges that we have out here.
Right.
So I'm gonna put them at five, but they're gonna have the number one running back in the nation, bro. That son of a gun
Jeremiah
tough.
Love.
That boy is tough, man. He took a beating in that national championship, but bro, he did not fold. He took a lot of beating, but he did not fold. And then the offensive line, I think they only lost one. If I'm not mistaken, I think they only lost one. So that's the reason why I got Notre Dame at number five.
Hmm. Interesting. Not a bad position for them. At five, this is where I have a Big Ten. They think they're a rival. I don't. If you only beat us once in like a decade, you're not a rival. But that's where I have the Happy Valley players, Penn State. The reason I'm not so like they're like, oh, they're doing what the team up north in Ohio State did in terms of returning all their starters. Well, I mean, if you're returning average or just slightly above average, does it really make a difference? Ohio State returned elite players. So that's why I feel like there's a difference. Like those kids will make a jump, a slight jump, but how much of a jump can they make? All those kids have been starting like 3 or 4 years. You lose
Right.
Aldrew Carter, you lose Tyler Warren.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you went and got some transfer wide receivers, but are they really like that?
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't believe Drew Aller is a good decision maker. I think he can make every throw, period, that's asked of him that you can possibly ask of him. I think he has a strong arm. I think in terms of just passing the ball, he's elite. But in terms of his processing skills and his decision making, I think he is not elite. And you add that with James Franklin's leadership and play calling abilities, and what his game plan is, and I just think it's a recipe for choking. We all saw against Notre Dame, they should have won that. Actually had
They should
us
have won.
playing Penn State in the national championship, but
Absolutely.
you saw Drew Aller said he was throwing the ball away, but he threw it across the middle, inside on his receiver, chest height, and it got
Yes.
intercepted. And at the
Yes.
same time, it was a bad play call because James Franklin put the ball in his hand,
Right.
and
Right.
so did Kolanecki. So at the end of the day, they're like, well, we got Jim knows from you guys, and he knows everything about your offense, about how your coaches call plays. No, you don't. You don't know Tyler Bowen. He's a run game coordinator. The run game scheme is probably going to be different. We're going to talk about that later in the second half.
Yeah.
You think you know Brian Hartline, but do you really know Brian Hartline? And at the end of the day, you can know whatever you want, but you have to have the players to stop our players. And you do not have
Absolutely.
the DB or the secondary to stop our wide receivers and our tight ends and our running backs. I just feel like they lost a lot. I feel like a lot of people have them as number one just because, oh, they're following the same blueprint, but that's not a reason for me. You're gonna have to prove it. And I think they're gonna be in the hunt, but I think they're gonna fall short.
Mm. Well, let's move along,
What's your
bro.
thought? Yeah, go ahead.
I got thank you for elaborating because I feel the same way. I got them at four.
Penn State?
I got Penn State at four. So
Okay. So what's
we'll
your
go.
thoughts on Penn State? Because I was just gonna ask you.
Well, my thing is Coach knows. Coach knows one of the top defensive coordinators in the country, and we all know that.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want to say. He's a traitor. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it is what it is. But that's why I got them at number four. He gonna put the defense together. He gonna put the schemes together as usual. They do got top quality players. They do have that, and they gave us hell in the first half last year. But now they got nose. So listen, that's why I got them at four. I don't have nothing else to say. As far as that, it's just a defense that's gonna scare. That's gonna have me on a roller coaster when they play us. It's always Penn State, Ohio State. When it start, it can get very rough. So that we start putting question marks and things like that. But down the line, everything's smoothed out. But so that's why I had him at 4. Coach knows and his defense and his knowledge, and he gonna put the scheme together with the top quality players that they have over there as well. So yes.
So for 4, I'm going to the ACC, and this is who I think is winning the ACC, and the only ACC team that I have making the playoff, and that's Clemson. The Clemson Tigers. I believe Dabo finally got over the fact that he can't just live off of high school recruiting.
He
Like
go
that's
travel.
antiquated, and he was about to be fired. He was about to be looking for a new location to live, new permanent residence, right? They have Cade Klubnik. He's a very elite quarterback. They have the wide receivers in skill position. They have a decent O-line. They have a terrific D-line as well. So I feel like they're definitely one of those teams that could win it all. Like without a doubt.
Yeah,
They have everything they need to win it all. It's just, is Dabo going to stay out of Dabo's way, or is Dabo going to dabble it up? Now, people are saying like Dabo's the second best coach right now in the country. I do not believe that. Active coach. I believe the top 2 coaches actively are Kirby Smart and Ryan Day. For me, it's Ryan Day, but people that say Kirby, all right, I can give you that as well. I won't argue that or debate it. But Clemson hasn't been like super relevant like that since 2018?
Right.
So, I mean, they're giving Dabo a lot of leeway. He has the same amount of natties as he has one more natty than Coach Day, but he doesn't have the same win percentage. He's playing in a way weaker conference. He did his thing. He hit struck gold with Trevor Lawrence. But we're gonna see. I got them at 4. I know you had them where at 8?
I had them at 8. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's way too low for what is returning for them.
Man, they're in the top 10, so it is what it is. Well, I'm very skeptical on Oregon. I'm not too sold on Oregon this year, but I could be wrong as usual. Everybody got an opinion, it is what it is. But
absolutely.
I'm going to number 3. I'm going with Georgia. Number 3, Georgia. Kirby Smart, top-notch guy. Georgia Bulldogs. You can't say nothing bad about Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs gonna live to the height. They're gonna play some football, and they're gonna do what Georgia do, play football. It ain't nothing I can say about them on offense or defense. And they got a nice combination of ball players over there. They got a DC, they got an OC, they got a head coach. So it ain't too much for me to say about Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs will come play football, so I got them at 3.
The only thing I can say about Georgia, let's see if they can keep the off-field incidents minimal, because Kobe Young is back. But remember, they lost him after, I think, game 1 or game 2 last season. He got suspended for the whole season, basically. So let's see if their key players can stay out of trouble. If they could do that, they're legit. If not, and they keep getting speeding tickets, driving cars through houses, driving down one ways, driving 120 in a 25 mile an hour zone. Then it's a whole different conversation we're going to be having right now.
Yeah, that is for sure.
That might be the downfall of Kirby if he has a repeat off-field issues like he did last season.
Yes.
So we're at 3, right?
We're at 3.
So right here is where I have Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is legit. I think a lot of people are mad at Marcus Freeman. He's still a Buckeye. I know what he said. He has to say that. He's trying to recruit the same kids that Ohio State's trying to recruit. He can't say Ohio State is the best school, period. He got to think his school is the best where he's at, right? Because he's going after the same talent. So I don't hold that against him. He knows his heart is with Ohio State. If you watch his Jim Tressel interview that he was on with Jim. But like you said, Jeremiah Love is a dog. That O-line is going to be ferocious. And they actually have a quarterback that could throw the ball. Think about that part. When's the last time they had a quarterback that could actually throw the ball?
Oh, yeah.
They got that. And then Great House is a beast, bro. He kind of exposed our secondary a little bit last year in the Natty. He kept them in the game, to be honest with you. So they got a couple other freshman wide receivers. That defense is always tremendous. They always come to play. They're hard-nosed. they're going to be a hard out come playoff time. So I have them at 3, and I think Marcus Freeman is on the rise, a young coach on the rise.
Yes, he is. I respect that fella. He got something good going on over there. I wish he could be at Ohio State. But hey, head coach, that's what he want to be. That's what he's gonna be, coach. So yeah. So
Yeah, I'm not trading Ryan Day for him.
nah, man. Why, bro? No. So we gonna go to number 2,
Right.
Texas Longhorn coach Arch Manning. We seen what he did in the previous, but we ain't seen enough. Of course, the hype is around him, and he's a Manny's kid. Of course, the expectations are very high for him. I like the head coach as well. He's a very hands-on coach. He's my kind of coach. So he gonna have everything. He gonna have the blueprint laid down for Texas. We can't take Texas lightly. I know we're not gonna take them lightly as at all periods. We just want to see a good game from both programs. But fans gonna be fans. And it is what it is. For the defense gonna be good. Defense gonna be good. I can't say too much about the offense at all, but they do have they running back coming back. The one that got hurt in the offseason last year,
CJ Baxter.
Baxter. That's a West Palm Beach kid. He's tough. I know his dad. So we're gonna see a lot
You know
when it
his
comes to
dad?
Texas. I know as far as coaching wise, because
Yeah. You need to tell
coach.
his dad he was supposed to come to Ohio State, man. Why he go to Texas? He wouldn't have been injured if he went to Ohio State.
So
But hey,
he played as a freshman.
yeah,
So
he's good.
he
He
tight,
came down to
man. So
Ohio State and Texas.
yeah, man. So I got Texas Longhorn at number 2, man.
So this is where we finally agree on something. This whole list so far, I got Texas at number 2 as well. They're clearly the second best team in America. I know if you go and ask UGA fans or beat writers, they'll say no, it's us. But I don't know. That Texas team is legit. Sark at some point is going to get it right. He's this close, you know what I mean, to getting it right. Arch Manning, I'm not 100% sold on him. I think he's extremely talented. That's so clear. But can he take a pounding? We watched him get hit in the back by Lathan Ransom and he was concussed, right? The 2 games that they bring up that he shined on, he didn't play anybody.
Right.
Which is
Right.
fine. I mean, the talent wasn't equated, but he still had to go out there and he proved that he has wills. He's fast. We know his dad, who was the wide receiver of the family, the only wide receiver, was a 4.3 guy in high school before he had what happened to him.
Right.
So we know he has wills, and then he has the pedigree to be a quarterback. I mean, it runs in your genetics, right?
And then he have all the right people around him to motivate him as well, too, Melo. Sorry to cut you off.
No, cut me off. It's fine. We're having a conversation, brother.
Yeah.
And also, he has the same head coach and the same OC the entire time he's been there, and that's a big deal. In terms of running the playbook and in terms of working on your skill set and what they want from you and being on the same page. He has a plethora of wide receivers and skill position players. Like you said, that running back field, I think they're going to lean on the run game a lot, especially in the beginning. And we'll dive into that when we go into this breakdown preview of what we think and expect to see from the Texas-Ohio State game. But so I'll leave it at that. I think defensively, they're legit. They lose their best weapon as a DB.
Yeah.
The NFL draft. I think they do have one of the top pass rushers, 2 of the top pass rushers on the team. But that's why I'm going to give them the nod at number 2, and I think they're going to win the SEC. So drum roll, who's number 1 for you, my guy? Hold up. And this is not a homer take. This is just how we feel, like, honestly.
Right.
So
Exactly. I got Ohio State number 1 national champs, man. It don't get no greater than that. It don't get no better than that. Ohio State, man. Listen, to all you Ohio State fans, listen. When it comes to the D-line, ain't nothing to worry about. They loaded at D-line. I keep hearing D-line this, D-line that.
Right.
D ends, then D tackle this. Man, y'all sit back and chill out, man.
Yep.
Gracious. Who are y'all? I ain't know about the fans. Man, let the coaches do their duties, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, for all jokes aside, don't worry about the D line. D line gonna be successful. Trust me. And we gonna go from there. But everything else, man, y'all already know. Ain't no need for me to elaborate on the OC, DC. Well, we gonna elaborate on DC. Listen, I got a question on the last show that I had uh about Patricia
Yeah.
coaching. I still don't have the answer because I never seen him coach college football. I always see him coach grown men. So my answer is not, I don't have an answer for that. But the man gonna do what he's supposed to do. He's good at what he does. And like I said, the defense gonna be like a speeding bullet. They're gonna be faster than the defense from last year. Trust me. They're gonna be like lightning bolt.
People not tracking that.
Hey, listen, that's fine. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm telling you, it's gonna be like lightning bolt and thunder all year long. As long as these guys stay healthy, do what they need to do for their bodies, eat the right things, and and so forth, they're gonna be good. Defense gonna be good. I got the defense to be the number one defense in the nation again.
Mm.
That's how I feel.
Talk
And it
that
will.
talk, buddy.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk it.
Offense gonna be offense. Ain't too much to say about the offense. Everybody know the offense like a factory. That gonna be a factory. That old line gonna be a factory.
Yeah.
Um, Coach Ryan Day, I love him and Coach Larry Johnson. Got respect for him, and they're doing a marvelous job with developing. Keyword development.
Yep.
A lot of people not developing uh ball players. They not. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? They're kissing ass. Sorry to say it, but they're kissing coaches kissing kids ass. Man, that's not me. I don't kiss no kids ass. You know what I'm saying? NIL, it go get bigger and bigger than what it is. But trust me, NCAA Clearing House got something in store.
Yep.
It's coming. They go, they coming. They come when they coming in full force. It ain't gonna be no hit or miss. They coming in full force because at the end of the day, you got to put some type of structure to this because it's getting out of hand. Uh, but at the end of the day, man, Ohio State number one and a number one team in the nation.
Yeah. So we finally agree again. So 2 out of the 10, we have this identical. I have the Ohio State University. Um, we had the number one player in the country and the best offensive player in the country. We have the number two player in the country and the best defensive player in the country. And I just think we had the most talent. Period. I think the offense is going to be really difficult to stop. I think you're going to see Julian Sands' arm talent is going to be an upgrade from Will Howard. Now let's see if he has that leadership skills. And yes, we will lose a little bit in terms of just Will Howard's size and short yardage running situations, but I expect him to scheme up some good stuff to scheme around that, right? To
Uh,
alleviate that part of the game. Maybe
Right.
they even have packages for Lincoln Keenholz, who's extremely fast for something like that. Maybe that's his role. Um, Defensively, the D line, like uh we've been saying here at the Buckeye Boys, the D line is a lot better than what you think because Coach Day, if it was a real issue for the defensive tackles, he would have went and got something. Period. You could
Right.
say anything you don't know. Sometimes coaches is coach speak. Maybe he knows that his players are going to watch what he's saying, and it's gonna motivate him to work
And
harder.
to add to that, Melo, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. When it comes to this football stuff, it's a business. It's not, you can't make it personal.
Right.
The D line is loaded. Y'all
Yep.
just don't know how loaded the D line is. It's loaded. It's
Yep.
really, really loaded. The names that y'all barely hear, those guys are still there, and they
Yep.
still developing. So I watched the show. I watched the show last night. While I was at work.
Yeah.
Listen, Will Smith Jr. He's gonna be okay. Don't and the rest of those guys. Listen, the D line is loaded. Rotation gonna be very heavy this year, and
Hmm.
it's needed because the game is faster. You got different schemes when it comes to offensive formation and stuff like that. And we've seen it last year. Matter of fact, we've seen it the last previous 3-4 years. But
Yep.
listen, it's nothing to worry about when it comes. Cause nobody not talking about nothing else. Everybody talking about the D line. Man,
Yep.
y'all leave the D line alone. Last year y'all messed with Sonny Style. Leave Sonny alone.
Yeah.
Leave, man. I'm keep y'all worry about the wrong thing, man. Watch football. Football is not a perfect thing, man. This is a grain iron collision, uh life matter sport. This is a grudge match, man. Is Ohio State don't have a super team. They have a football team. And no team in America is perfect. Because if it was, it won't be no competition.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So when it
Yep.
comes to football, it's a 4-quarter game. You gotta play at the whistle every time that sucker blow. You gotta play. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So we don't seen it last year plenty of time with the Oregon games,
Yep.
And I told people, man, hey, we lost 32-31, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, what we did to the people in the Rose Bowl, we exposed them people. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotta make it make sense. And I guarantee you, if we would have played Penn State again, we would have exposed them too.
Yep.
Because they got the team. They have the team. They have the coaching style. They have the team. They have everything in the book. And nothing to worry about. Y'all gotta let these people play football, man. Play football. And it is what it is, boss.
Absolutely. So that's where we're at. So once again, I'll just go through mine real quick. Uh, One, I have Ohio State. Two, Texas. Three, Notre Dame. Four, Clemson. Five, Penn State. Six, UGA. Seven, LSU. Eight, South Carolina. Nine, Oregon. And 10, Bama. What's your 10 again?
I have Ohio State 1. I have Texas 2. I have Penn State 3. No, I have Georgia 3. Penn State 4. Notre Dame 5. I have who did I have at 6? I had who did I have at 6?
I didn't write it down. You didn't write it down before?
No, I did. I had
Oh,
Indiana at 6. Indiana at 6. I had shoot. I forgot who I had at 7.
you had Miami somewhere in there.
I had Miami 7. I had Clemson 8. I had Illinois at 10, and I had who I had at 9. Oh, Alabama.
Yep.
Alabama at 9.
Shout out to Bobby Mack. Thanks for the $5, brother. Between Kenyatta, Curry, Bo, Logan, and Hicks, will they have 40 combined sacks with the Matty P defense? I'm gonna let you answer that first, Brad.
Between Kerr, what do you say? It's a possibility. But like I said earlier, we have to see we're gonna know for a fact when we play Texas because that's when everything is gonna be game management schemes uh and things like that in that nature. So listen, 40 combined sacks, that's a possibility, man.
Yeah.
So my answer to your question, yes, 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 yes.
So for
I'm gonna say
me,
yes.
I got KJ having over 10 sacks personally. This is what I think. I think between Curry and Bo, they'll have over 10 sacks. And Hicks will have at least 5 to 7.
It don't matter who. It don't to me. It don't matter who get the sacks. Because it gonna increase and intense the defense.
Yeah, yeah,
You get
no
what I'm
doubt.
saying? It's all about the motivation and the electrifying. But hey man, that's a top 10 number, man. So I like that. I like that.
Yeah, at Rogers, I did have 5 SEC teams in my top 10 preseason, but this is just preseason. Like, it doesn't mean like this is what's going to happen. I think on paper right now that I had to go with those teams in terms of what they have coming back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I like that 40 plus. I like it 40
Oh,
plus. So,
they want to know if you have any eligibility left to come back and play.
oh well, he had 2 more years of eligibility after this. So,
No,
but
they're
I
talking
don't.
about you.
Oh no, man, I'm done, man. I'm done.
They
Boy,
said senior, not junior.
hey, man, I gotta use WD-40 at times, man. These needs be cracking, man. I can't do that no more, man. Them days over, man.
Right.
No, sir.
So
My
let's
player
switch it up,
cards is
man.
over.
I wanna dive into this August 30th game. What are
Okay.
you expecting to see from Ohio State, and what are you expecting to see from Texas, knowing what you know and what we saw in the Cotton Bowl, and that now we have a new OC and a new DC? If you had to guesstimate to your best abilities, what do you expect to see from our offense and our defense, and what are you expecting Texas to try to counter to prevent a second loss to us in a row?
Well, first of all, it's gonna be a great game. That's one. Um, of course, they're gonna piggyback off the playoff game. You know, and it's kind of different in a way because we got a new DC and we got a new OC. But
Right.
we got the same players. That's the difference. Versus with Texas, they still have their OC, they still have their DC, but now they got a new starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Um, and then they have the running back come back, Baxter come back. So listen, I'm looking for all praises when they come to this game. Um, like I told you, I put a point system on it. I like Ohio State to win by 10. At home for sure. But it's going to be a great game. I love our defense. Our defense gonna come to play, but they're gonna be challenged. That's for sure. They will be challenged because this is a straight out the gate first game of the season uh college football. So I like our defense to take on the challenge. Um, I like Texas offense. They're gonna give Ohio State defense a challenge versus the OC versus the DC. That's for sure. Um, I like our offense, which is a factory, to give Texas defense hell for sure. Um, but the only way we're going to find out, Melo, we got to see it. We can say what we want to say right now because nothing has been played yet. We just going based off what took place last year in the playoffs. I salute JT. I salute Jack Sawyer. But my praise goes to Jack Sawyer. That boy kept that team together. He kept the defense together. He had faith. He had trust. And man, he reached the pinnacle. And man, they came out on top. And they did what it's supposed to do. So when it comes to that, man, listen, it's gonna be a phenomenal game. So I like our defense, I like our offense, but Texas gonna come to play. That's for sure.
So I'm more like scheme wise, schematic wise, right? We don't know what Matt Patricia is going to scheme up, right? He
Right,
might go 4-2-5. He could do some kind of 3-4 to get four linebackers on. He could switch it up so that way Texas hasn't seen or can prepare for it, right? And I believe that speaks to the versatility of the players that we have on this team, that they could play different types of schemes and different types of positions, different types of concepts. What if they took KJ and stood him up on the outside and CJ Hicks on the other side stood him up with Arvell Reese and freaking Sonny in the middle. And then you have Edric and K Mac on the line with, like, let's say Bo Atkinson or Caden Curry, right? So, I mean, they could present so many different formations, and that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, what are they going to do? Because I feel like the first game, Texas has wide receivers. They have Arch, right? They're trying to push Arch for Heisman. So if you're really trying to push Arch for Heisman, you're going to push the ball down the field, right?
right.
Because he needs to look good, he needs the numbers, and he needs to win this game. But if you're trying to win the game as Texas, you're going to put the ball in the running back's hands and try to alleviate some pressure for Arch and try to suck our defense up and test to see if the defensive line is as strong as it was last year in terms of run stopping. So if they're gonna run the ball a lot, then you're gonna go back with the 4-2-5 or a 4-3, right? So that's why when I'm talking about what am I expecting to see, that's why I'm talking about in terms of schematically. Like I want to see the chess match between Sark and Matt Patricia. And for me, I believe in Matt Patricia even more than I believe in Sark because let's just face it, we have a genius on our team. We have a space engineer on our team. He literally is a rocket scientist. And I trust his intelligence over Sark's intelligence. I watched what Jim Knowles did to Sark last year. I just can only imagine what Matt Patricia is going to do to Sark in terms of our defense. And I feel like our defense can be so multiple because of the type of players that we have that it's going to be hard for Sark to prepare for all of the different aspects possible, especially with a young quarterback, right? We know this quarterback doesn't like to get hit. He's not, people could say whatever they want about Eli Manning. Eli Manning is probably the toughest quarterback to ever play. He had a record of consecutive games not missed in the NFL. And the only reason his record streak got broken is because the last GM at the time was trying to push him out a little bit.
Correct.
So he's not that. He's not Eli. So are they going to let him use his legs?
He ain't gonna have no choice.
Okay, so now you're talking about a kid getting rocked by Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese. You see how rocked up he is? You're talking about the safeties coming down. You can have Malik Hartford come in, whoever, Jermaine Matthews hitting them. You see my boy Devin Sanchez, he is yoked. That boy is so big. So I mean, he's gonna get rocked up. And then who's your backup if he gets out the game?
That's not Ohio State problem, Calvin.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through the different scenarios right now.
I got it right. I'm in game mode right now. Listen, I'm in game mode, Melo. Listen, that's Arch Manning and his OC and his head coach problem. Cause listen, I'm gonna tell y'all again. This defense gonna be so fast. Y'all gonna be like, man, what the hell? Listen, Patricia, he gonna come with a combination of schemes with these young fellas. He teaching these kids NFL schemes on a college level, bro. And it's needed because that's what's gonna happen when some of these guys do take it to the next level.
Yeah.
If they going in that direction, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But listen, this is perfect timing when it comes to these seniors on defense. When you got a DC like that who got the experience, you know what I'm saying? Listen, they gonna be good, man. Listen, you talk about last year? Man, Patricia gonna bring it out, them boys this year as seniors. And they gonna like to fill up, man, like lightning thunder, man. Trust me. So I like it. I'm loving it because it's just crazy how things went with Knowles, the national championship and what went behind closed doors and all of a sudden he just vanished, you know what I'm saying? And then but then like weeks later, then we get Patricia. Man, we ain't lose nothing, man. Only thing we got right now, we just changing the schemes of the defense. But you still got the whole quality of the players. Man, I'm loving it, bro. So I ain't worried about nothing, man. But
and I want to share something that I may or may not have shared. But as you guys know, we interview a lot of these players. A lot of these players have gone to different OVs and different visits, period, around the country. And I won't say any names because some of them aren't even committed to us yet or right now. But parents and players have flat out told us, and you could believe this or not believe it. I'm just telling them, don't kill the messenger. They flat out said our defense is going to be better this year than it was last year. They said it is extremely fast and they hit hard.
Oh,
and
bro.
They love to hit.
You see what it did to that Tennessee quarterback?
Yeah, but they're saying this defense is even faster. That's what I heard. And they said like practice was unreal, something they've never seen before. And these are kids going to UGA practices, Texas, Oregon, Bama. They're going to big time schools, right? And they're saying it, and this is offline because they didn't say it on this because obviously they didn't know what school they're going to go to. But they flat out just said like Ohio State is just different. They said they didn't lose anything. The only thing that I heard was can they replace JT and Sawyer in terms of run stopping off the edges?
Yeah, and yes, they can.
I know. I'm just saying.
They can. No. I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to the fans. I'm talking to the chat, the fans, all the above. Yes, they can. Just watch and see.
Yep.
Just watch and see. Listen, y'all gave JT and Jack Sawyer hell last year.
Yep.
And what happened? That Michigan game, man, they put some fire in them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Listen, man, it's football. This is a timely game. It's a chess and a checker stigma. It goes all around. You got to know how to analyze. You got to know how to visualize. You got to know how to do this, not to do that, not to call this, and not to call that. That's all it is, man. It is what it is, boss. It's football. This ain't no goddamn tennis match. This is football. Man, people lie. People, man, listen. It's. I'm being firm because listen, I don't seen kids who work so hard to get to the next level in life when it comes to the football or any sport, bro. And I don't like the word hate. I dislike news of kids who passed away because of heat stroke and health conditions. And it's sad because ain't no telling what was going on with that kid. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like to see the greatness of kids. I like to see coaches bring the greatness out of kids. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because man, football that is not easy, bro. It's like a collision course. You know what I'm saying? You banging. Listen, we weren't born with a crane around our brain, bro. We're not a bird. We're not a woodpecker. We're not a ram. You know what I'm saying? We are human beings. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that brain be moving, bro. That brain be moving. So
Oh man, we got 5 minutes. We gotta hurry up. We gotta get to the offensive side.
let's go.
We
Let's go.
we got 4 minutes because Scoop is coming up.
Okay, go ahead.
So offense, I expect them to have trouble stopping us. If you want to play that same defense, zone defense on JJ Optimus Prime that you did last year, you're gonna have Max Clare and Jelani Thurman killing you up the seams. If you want to double him, okay, then we got Carnell Tate. We got Brandon Ennis that's going to destroy whoever your slot DB is. And we got to have a vicious run game in terms of James People, Bo Jackson, and CJ Donaldson. And CJ can catch out the backfield. We all know that he was a wide receiver in high school and he was an elite wide receiver. So I kind of expect it to be a little different than last year. I think we're going to see pass to open up the run. I think we're going to see a lot of leakage out the backfield with the running backs catching and becoming vertical threats. We might see some 2 running back sets where a back will stay in, chip a D in, and then get out into the flat. So I'm looking for us to be very multiple on offense, especially that's how we recruited as well. I think we have the best offensive line in America, and we beat this same team with all guards. We didn't have one offensive tackle, and by offensive tackle, I mean projected to play offensive tackle in the NFL. Not a single one. And we should have crushed them. It was all penalties, all self-inflicted wounds that made that game look closer than it actually really was. So there's that. I expect us to beat them by 10 minimum. That's what I think. I think we're going to beat them. They're coming to the shoe. It doesn't matter if it's night, day. You heard what the Indiana guard said. He said, I couldn't even hear it was the center. I couldn't even hear my guard next to me. He said I couldn't hear him when they were calling the plays out. So I expect Buckeye Nation to show up, show out, turn up, and give Texas hell and be the 16th man out there.
That's gonna be a no-brainer, bro. That's gonna be a no-brainer. Don't people listen. Ohio State Buckeye Nation, they gonna be so crunk. Man, you seen when we went to Rose Bowl? You seen them Buckeye?
Man,
bro?
we was at the Rose Bowl. We was going crazy, bro. Me, you, and Dad was at the Rose Bowl. People don't understand. That was the best.
Folks coming, coach. They coming crunk, and then they gonna be ready. So yes, sir.
Yep. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, Scoop is on in 3 minutes. We appreciate y'all. You'll see us again tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. On that note, go Buckeyes. OH.
Oh, love y'all.